What's up, Aries? Welcome to my channel, People's Court Tarot. I'm doing it a little bit different this time. I have a blackout screen. I'm at the beach, so you might hear some wind or some people, but I'm not doing that thing anymore where I try to set up like the perfect shot, with the cards and everything, because that kind of drives me crazy. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and it keeps me away from the most important job, which is just giving you the message that I have for you. So, okay, if you are new, which you probably are because I just started this shit. So, this is the rule of the People's Court Tarot. It's like the show The People's Court, where there are two sides to every story. And so, okay, so for instance, this is you, Aries, right? I've pulled the cards that I feel like are your complaint, and then I've pulled cards to represent the other person's side of the story, their defense, as you will. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what your complaint is. I'm gonna tell you the other side, the other person's defense. And then if you would like to go to the extended version, I will give the universe's verdict, which is kind of like an impartial decision between both sides to come to some sort of agreement or conclusion. Okay, all right. So I have already pulled your cards, Aries, and I already know what your complaint is. So first of all, I want to say that your complaint is that I think that there was a situation that looked very straightforward in the beginning, and it turned out not to be very straightforward at all. So I feel like your initial complaint is that you kind of got sucked into some bullshit and you're trying to find your way out. Now, that's first. The other complaint that you have is with a person who is very straightforward, very logical, and this might be a change for this person. This person may not have always been this way, but right now this person is being very logical. They're very clear-minded. They don't have a doubt. Maybe they have one doubt, but they don't have many doubts about what they're saying or doing. And what they're saying or doing is trying to cut loose a situation from a devil energy. So this could be a codependent relationship. This could be a person who has an addiction, whatever, devil shit, right? So your complaint is that this person is trying to cut off this devil energy, send the devil on their way, or send, if it's two, because the devil card is two people chained together. So send, one half of this situation, whatever it is that makes it link together, the link that makes it into a devil energy, undo that link with her sword, and then just send off the other person. Even though it might take them a while, I feel like this is a kind of a slow process. But then the Queen of Swords energy is quick decisions. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles on the other side of the situation, which just shows me that your beef is also, maybe this person thinks that this thing is supposed to happen very quickly and swiftly, and actually it's going to take some time. Your other complaint, there are three, okay? So we have the first one, which is you got sucked into some bullshit that, it didn't look like bullshit, but here it is, sucked you in. Your other complaint is this person thinks they can just cut off some shit super quick, but they cannot, because it is the devil, and that takes time. And then the third complaint is that this person who is being very straightforward and very Queen of Swords about the situation is actually not that way. Like I said, this is a transformation for this person, and so they are actually kind of even though they appear very cutthroat, slicing off heads and whatnot, they're actually kind of mushy, and they're a believer. They have faith in things, but their faith has gone sour. They've lost faith, and it's made them cold-hearted. And so even as they are doing this thing of cutting off the devil, it's like behind the scenes, they're not keeping a straight face. How the Queen of Swords can be such a straight-faced person, like it just is what it is. But behind the scenes, your complaint is that this person is actually wavery, and sad, and just kind of there's emotional turmoil behind the scenes, behind this cool facade. And that this person would have to, in order to be the Queen of Swords, you have to kind of know what you want on the outset. And I think for the fact that this person is making this decision out of the fact that they lost faith, then it's making them being more reactionary than proactive. And so part of the slowness of this journey is gonna have to also be this person finding themselves and kind of taking off their mask of being so cutthroat and actually deal with the way that they're feeling. And that is going to take some time to do, which is part of the time that will be taken to unhook this situation from the devil. Okay? So that is your complaint, Aries. Now, the other person's side of the story is that they put a lot of time, invested money, time, energy, planting seeds for certain visions or dreams to come to pass, and those things did not come to pass. And so this person is feeling like they have to think now. They have to strategize now. And so it may look like this situation is, coming about very quickly in this Queen of Swords, energy. This person actually, part of their defense is that you're right, is that they do have doubts. They do have feelings about this, and they do still have some faith in the situation. The faith is not totally gone, but it's just that they need to see proof that there's any logical reason to persist in this situation. Otherwise, they are most definitely cutting off everything, and they do not they have not one drop of more time to give to this devil. That's really what this person is saying. Your complaint was that it would take time to unhook from this situation and to unravel from the situation, and for the person to find themselves, and for just any situation with a complicated connection like that takes time to, whether it's an addiction, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job that's toxic, friendship, a parent, whatever it is. This person's response to that is they gave it all the time that they're going to give it. They're not going to give it not one more drop of time. The only time that they're willing to invest is of the thought, the spying, the watching to see if something different actually happens. But they're not going to actually wait for something different to happen. They're just, and they're not, I think their defense is also, they may seem very Queen of Swordsy, chopping off heads and whatnot, but their defense is that this is their way of being tender with themselves, that they're showing themselves love at this time, and that they've given enough to that situation. And there has to be balance in this situation too. That's also their defense, is that they've overgiven. If you think about the fact that the devil energy is the card is, oh no, that's the Tower, that's 16. Okay, yeah, so this person is basically saying that they will blow that entire shit up if there's not balance, because they will have balance, and they're not afraid to shift the balance by whatever it is that they're whatever that they're ending or obliterating here. They're just pushing a giant reset button, basically, like with love. So, okay, Aries. So that's both sides of the story. If you feel like this was your case and you want a verdict, you want to see what the impartial, middle of the road rendering that the universe has to. Why am I saying so many words? You get what I'm saying. Okay. If you want it, it's in the extended. If you don't want it, thank you for coming. Holla.